Hey, Shazam. How you doing, JB? Got a big one tonight. We're going to start it anyway. And depending how I feel, we'll continue it. Feeling a little crappy, but I'm just going to fix my cameras, and then we are going to get started. JB's back again. JB's back. Tell a friend. Let's see. Okay, that's two. One more camera. Okay, so now that I've screwed around with the cameras enough, just came back from tryouts in the car. Don't have earbuds, so only watching. So if you ask me something and I don't answer, that's okay, man. Oh, God, it's heavy. So, had this for a couple years. What's the date on it? 2027. Oh, it's an official GM sanctioned official licensed product. Well, look at that. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so it's got, I'll show you the back before I open her up. Lots of neat little features here, including the little remote trap. I have extra pieces, but I am going to sticker the stock pieces as intended. And I'll always have the option of swapping them out to make it a different version of the car. But the truth is, the build of this car is unique to the movie it's coming from. So I don't think there's a big reason for me to swap out the parts. Here, maybe we should swap down to this one. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So, in the box. Oh my goodness. Okay, so no manual or stickers in the box. You can see that in here. Lots and lots of bags, multiples of some of the numbers. Here, before I open that one. 3, 5, unnumbered with the big windscreen and wheels. 12, 6, 8, 10s, 2 11s, 2 12s, 2 8s, 2 5s. This is interesting. 2 3s. Okay. I gotta open it no matter what. So I'm just going to put that box over here for now. There's the book, Not Too Mangled. Huge book. You've seen it in the other views. Looks like it's clear stickers. I don't know if I'm going to like that, but so there's the manual. 7, 2. Okay, so this looks like it's got the missing numbers. 1, 4s. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put the old, not the old, but the higher numbers away. 12, 11, 10, 9, 1, presumably 6, 9, 8, 7, that's another 9. 4, 3, 5, 6. So we'll keep these together for now. So I'm going to leave these here, although I don't think I'm going to need them for a long time. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2. There's 1. JB's back. He can hear me. I always wondered if the post captions only end up later. I've seen it on some of my videos. It seems to be done automatically. Oh, I love the fact this looks like an old schematic manual. So there's our stickers to give the rusted, beat-up look of the car as it appears in the Afterlife movie. Not a fan of this curvature. Just seeing if we could take some of the odd roundedness out, because I don't want to introduce more. I don't know if that's actually any better. Booklet available in English on lego.com. What do you mean in English? I guess there's some words, right? Help wanted. We're calling you. History of Ecto-1. Before getting our flagship Ectomobile back on the road, it's important to understand a little background information on this 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor. Originally purchased by Dr. Ray Stantz for $4,800, this vehicle was perfect for our new paranormal investigation and elimination business. With the help of Dr. Egon Spengler, all the ghost-busting gear was added to make the ultimate command vehicle. As you can see, the car has seen better days, but if you are up to the task, we're ready to believe you. And some footage from over the years of the Ghostbusters movies. 1984, what it looked like. 89, 84, 2020. Some new drawings on the design setup. I don't really care for most of this, extra literature they stick in. It's neat, though. I mean, I like when we hear from the designer. Oh, look, I need okay. Bags 1, 2, and 3 will build the bottom frame. But all I need is bag 1s right now. All right. So we've got Technic underpinning. Ooh. Oh my God. Listening to the Jubacabra episode of South Park. That's when you think they're gone too far. They find new ways to go even further. So yeah, we're building. Where's our hand? We're building that car. And eventually we will build, can I make this right? We'll build that little remote unit. Just want to say hello to everyone watching on, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And actually, I'm streaming to the BrickLink Lego group tonight. And we're not streaming to the Mega group tonight. Switching it up a little. Makes more sense. This is a very Lego centric build. Ooh, brand new separator. We'll use that for stickers. So when's your next stream, JB? There we go. Okay, we don't need that exposed knife. That was an abrupt ending to an episode. That's why I had to look away. It seemed odd. Okay. There is that piece. Is this supposed to go over both? Maybe it is. Look at this. Hey, Greg. How you doing, buddy? 6x6 plate. Tile, sorry. Not a fan of these black pages. But, you know, this set's 2.5, 3 years old. Ooh. And we need 2 white plates. For those blue tiles, just 1. Oh, where's these? What you doing today, Greg? I don't think I got an update on the job situation. How'd that go? Okay, I'm not thrilled with that so far. Oh, hang on a sec, Greg. Let's see. Haven't done this in a while.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I hear you loud and clear. Doing good. Been better, but I'm not going to bring down the room.
Yep. I found instructions on Brickable. You could make it look like the first two movies.
Oh, the for the
Ecto-1.
Ecto?
Yeah.
So I have extra parts. I did this 2.5 years ago. I had ordered the parts. I get stickered. Now, of course, I actually don't have them in the house anymore. They're in storage. But I had always intended that I'm going to build it as is, and then if I want to swap them out, I can. Now, unfortunately, as is, just swapping those parts doesn't really make it the car from the original movies because of the build of the side door. But I could either work around it if I choose to. I've gotten pretty lazy. I haven't followed through on a lot of ideas I thought I would, so I probably won't even bother. And I don't think it looks bad with the stickers on there, and the stickers aren't so bad. Like there isn't too many that need to connect side by side, so I don't think I'm going to be too upset with it. It's just going to be what's the quality of the print on a what looks like clear. They do look like they're on clear. So, and given Lego's tendency to actually be real piss poor at printing, I'm not holding out a lot of hope.
I'm thinking about getting a car.
Oh, nice. Which one?
A Toyota Supra or
Dude, you're gonna put money into Supra? Man, you got more money than I thought you did. Nice.
or a Mustang Dark Horse.
Mustang's cool. I mean,
Dark
I won't.
Horse.
I won't ever put money into an American car. But if I had to have an American car, it would be something with muscle. So I mean, that could be really nice. That could be really nice.
Have you driven the Supra before?
I've taken it for a test drive, but that's I don't see any reason for me at any point in my life to own one, only because it's like, what am I going to do with it? I can't go faster than anyone else on the highway, so why am I paying more for a Supra? It's going to look great in the parking lot, except when it's hidden behind my building, no one sees it. So, it's for me, it's lose, lose, lose. I don't need it to pick up chicks because, well, I've been married forever.
Your wife will file for a divorce if that happens.
Oh, if I get that car? Nah.
When you pick up chicks.
Oh, well, yeah, she'd be none too pleased, that's for sure. She would be none too pleased. Okay, there's only 4.
I got the Nissan GTR Nismo and the McLaren Elva.
Yeah, you showed those pictures off, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
And half of the McLaren 2-pack. I meant the Corvette 2-pack.
What do you mean half?
I got the C8.
What did you do with the other one?
Off of eBay.
Oh, okay. So you literally bought only half of it. Okay. You bought the car you wanted.
The only the only one that I want for now.
Okay.
I want to get the other half about Friday.
Okay.
Plus a Discord I belong to is a guy that's going to send me a free F8 Tributo.
Oh, very nice.
Supposed to be coming in Friday.
Okay. Don't follow him into any cars if he's got candy, though.
He's like,
I always worry about the free deals.
he's kind of like Herbert.
I'm sorry?
He's kind of like that's kind of like Herbert's area.
Okay.
You know who Herbert is?
No.
Kind of like that creepy neighbor that has a crush on Chris off of Family Guy.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I've seen enough of Family Guy that I vaguely know who you're talking about. Nothing wrong with Family Guy, just never had enough time to get into it. It's like Futurama. I want to watch it, but I really just never had the time to get into it more than an episode or two. Someday I'll blitz through it.
How's your South Park binge-a-thon doing?
Right now we're deep into season. I don't know if it's deep, but we're in season 16. Just finished the Chupacabra episode, which is awesome. And I will literally go back afterwards off stream and I'll go watch it because that's just such a good episode. It's like, oh yeah. Just to see Cartman taking an interest in the Jewish religion, it's like, yeah, okay. That's worth watching straight up. Now they're on the Butters bullying episode where the grandma is,
Oh my god!
yeah, bitch slapping him all over, and I mean, I did my best to not try and laugh out loud because it's just too much. I'm trying something new with the channel, which people are going to start seeing the next day or two. At least one old stream or one old video is being re-uploaded. Like I've already got like a month's worth done this way because I've got like 1,000 videos or something, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that is stuff I've built, over the years, but people just won't see it because it's not going to pop up in their feeds or anything. So I've taken either the footage that's up on YouTube or what I have on hard drives, and I'm slowly re-uploading it. I uploaded about 30 videos today. It's something like 60 to 80 gigs of content. And I call it a second chance just to put it up there. Hopefully people will see some of the old stuff that I did. Now the streams are going to look different. I don't have 4 cameras. It's not as slick as this. Even the lighting is wrong. Even color is way, way off. But you'll see me back in the green screen days when it would just be me against my desk. And there was definitely parts of that I liked. Sometimes a lot easier to get up and go. But yeah, it's neat seeing the old stuff. So you'll be seeing more and more of that shortly. I think they all will, each episode will come on at midnight, so that's not a big deal. Just because it was easier than me setting manual times, I just say, okay, I'll just change the date but not the time. But yeah, it's neat going down memory lane. And I forgot about some of the cool crap I did. And I'm more or less doing it in relative order. So I grabbed live streams first. But I'll probably do it to the canned videos. They're much shorter, of course. So there's probably more value in putting those back up. But I want all the old footage to take one more turn around. Plus it costs me nothing. Just time. A little bit of time. Not too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get it back out there because I did notice, like I did a test with one stream and it's like, okay, I got, 25% more views and watch time on just re-uploading the same video a couple days later, just as a test. It's like, okay. And that was just something recent. Now imagine if I upload something no one has seen in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So I'm going to see how that works. It's an experiment.
Call it Flash from the Past.
Yeah. I call it replay. Second chance. The grandma's sitting there, come and get your gummy bears. Butter's just flipping out. Come on.
I remember when Russell Crowe comes on the South Park. I just died laughing. Oh, Todd!
I love when they have recognizable characters on. I mean, some are just mean, like what they did to Parker. Jessica Parker?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, I mean that was just outright mean. That whole episode.
Where they wrote a book.
Yep. Let's see. 4 of those, 2 of those, 2 of these. Need some gears. How many gears? 2 gears. 4 stands.
The one with Bono just made me die laughing.
Oh, number 2, number 1. That is one of the best episodes. That's top 10 all time. Top 10 all time.
The reason he's the world the biggest crap. He is the biggest crap.
He is the biggest crap. No, it's. I mean, that is, and my family watched it, and at first they were disgusted by it, but then I think I turned somebody thinking like, even if they don't like the humor, like it's just brilliant how it all comes back around. Okay, so we haven't. Oh, I got to do this times 2. So yeah, I've literally been waiting years to build some of these sets, and everyone's always seen. Well, when I stopped doing green screen, then they could see, this collection of crap I had. Because in the green screen days, at best, all you saw was my mock wall with all the little drawers, but no one ever saw my collection. You only saw one set at a time. And when it got rid of the green screen, it's like, okay, so what do I want people to see? Because my back was faced the other way. My back would face the kitchen. So you saw a kitchen table and whatever. It's like, well, I think it's so cool. So that's when I started reworking things. And it's like, well, how about I show off the backlog, And that's where a lot of what you see today started from. Was like, getting rid of the green screen was cool, because the problem with the green screen, it was a 12 by 12 foot screen that I had to hang up every time I wanted to stream, which was great. And if you understand how green screens work, like you got to have decent color or light to keep it constant. If I turn on the fan and the material would wave in a breeze, well, you get a shimmering effect behind me. So that was a pain in the ass. So I couldn't run a fan or the air conditioner half the time. There was just so much logistics. Oh, and even hanging it up was a problem. Because, trying to hang something 12 feet by 12 feet is not fun. But managed to get around it.
I bet that gets old after a while.
It did for like my family, because of course I wouldn't let them access the kitchen from one side. I said, no, you got to go the long way through the other side of the living room. And nobody liked that. What is going on here? Oh, okay.
That's a special tool that we can use for later.
I'm sorry?
That's a secret tool we can use for later.
Oh, yeah? Cool. I mean, I would guess that this is part of whatever's going to release the trap, because that trap's got to go somewhere. I did watch the movie. I've watched all the Ghostbusters movies, even the horrible one.
The the one that should not be named.
Yeah, the one that shall not be named. The extremely woke one. I mean, that wasn't the first movie to get that kind of treatment where they just, I call it whitewashing, where they just wipe out everything to reawaken it. You know, let's take characters who are one culture or white and let's make them something else. Let's take men and make them women. And I think that's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing you can do. You completely shit on the story. But I'm not hypocritical. I also think, like, if a character should legitimately be a man or a woman or a white or a black, then maybe that's what it should be. Like Battle Angel Alita, when they had Scarlett ScarJo do it. Don't get me wrong, I think she did fine, but I was one of those ones who sat there and said, why? Why would it be ScarJo? Why wouldn't you have it be an Asian woman? Whether from Hollywood or import one from overseas, just why would you have ScarJo do it? I don't know. I think Hollywood's got so screwed up with some of these productions. You know, and even in the Marvel Universe, some stuff like some of the characters from the Thor movie, it's like, there's just no way. I'm sorry. Like the one who guards the Rainbow Bridge or the gate.
Heimdall.
Yeah, Hemdall. And wasn't that, I can't remember his name. Good black actor, though. The guy who was good at...
I think it's Idris Elba.
Yeah. And hey, by the way, he did awesome. Like, as much as I hate the fact that you had a cultural swap in, I think it was awesome. And I think he was awesome. So I forgive them for that, but I still think, like, why? And some people go, well, it's a comic book thing. You didn't need to. And Marvel Universe is different from the comic books and this and that. I go, okay, well, let's forget the comic books. Let's just go to Norse mythology. Sorry, but you're not going to find him in there. So, and I'm okay if people think that's closed-minded or whatever. Like, I just don't see a need for it. I just don't think you need to do that. Now, I applaud efforts to make legit content for people that's new and fresh, or that, you know, is originally diverse, you know. The Black Panther stuff, while I still think it diverts from the original comics a lot, I think that one is one of the ones that does it right. And I think they did a pretty good job of it. I think it's way over the top sometimes. And I know some people who are what you would call, I hate to use the word experts on black culture, but who don't like some of what was done or said in that movie because they just think it was just too over the top for this make-believe nation. But I still think it was, it's a movie. It's escapism. You relax, and that's why I can that's why I can still watch some of these things I think are horrible, like what they did with the Ghostbusters movie with all the women. Like, it's a shame because I liked almost all the women individually and in other projects they did, but it's like, boy, did they get roasted hard on that Ghostbusters movie they did.
I like the sequel trilogy of the Star Wars they did, but rewatching it is not that great.
See, for me, I guess Star Wars is always going to be what I grew up with. So that's Star Wars, Empire, Return of the Jedi. That's Star Wars. Everything else is above and beyond. And I'm okay with it. I don't crap on what came out in 2000, episodes 1, 2, 3. I don't crap on that. But that's not what I grew up on. For me, I was an adult when those came out. I saw Star Wars in the drive-in theater. Empire Strikes Back, I don't remember where I saw that. Probably on videotape. Return of the Jedi, I stayed out overnight to stand in line. I want to say that was 86, but I can't remember. And that was the first movie I've ever done that with. By the way, the last movie I ever did that with, because I realized it's as fun as that was, it's not really worth putting yourself through that kind of hell. being out in the cold overnight, not being able to leave the line, having a constant urge to pee so you don't drink. I mean, you deprive yourself as much as you can. You sip water. I mean, it was an experience, and that's why I had done it. See, no one does that kind of stuff anymore. I don't hear anyone standing in line overnight to get to a movie theater. It's like, into a movie. It's like, it's just not done. Not worth it. I remember people used to do that for the iPhone launches. They really didn't do it with anyone else's launches. It was only the iPhone launches. And that more or less petered out when people realized you can actually pre-order the iPhone and have it delivered a day before it's launched in the store, usually. At least that's the way here in Toronto. Every time there's an iPhone launch every fall, if you pre-order it, like, after the press event, you'll usually have it before you can buy it in the store anyway, by at least a day.
It's called like that when the new big, expensive, pricey UCS sets comes out.
Yeah. I know some people who will go to our local Lego store and they'll try and get into the mall before 6 a.m. The store doesn't open until 9 or 10, right? And they'll try and get in before 6. And if security's cool, if you're walking around, they'll let you do it. But if you're just hovering in front of that store, they'll usually say no. Because there's no loitering, and it's loitering. The mall's not open for business at that point, right? So, I mean, but since I've done all the walking the last 2 years and stuff, like, the security's not bad. Granted, there's just not that many people who bother because you can go online, order it, and you'll get it, in a week, whatever. I mean, do you have to have it on the first day to take it home and build? Okay, if that's what you need, then fine. I guess you're going to go to the store and do that. But I also don't know a lot of people who build on the first day when they get a big set. Me, I almost never do. Hence, this was a launch day set. I got the extra poster with it and something else. And then I let it sit for 2.5, 3 years. So I definitely didn't need to go and order it first day. I can't remember what else I got with it. There's something else. But I'm no longer necessarily chasing the midnight launches on this stuff. It's just like, I'll bug my wife. I think there's an Easter Bunny thing that we can get if I order something today. But I also don't necessarily want to be having too much delivered anymore. FedEx no longer being the courier of choice for Lego in Canada. Now I'm just totally looking at the dollars. Is it something I'm going to be able to get at Walmart or Toys R Us? And if so, I can get better deals through both of those stores. I get Toys R Us coupons all the time. Even if Toys R Us can be 1 to 5% more expensive on Lego, I can get 10 to 20% off minimum at Toys R Us. Usually never better than that at Toys R Us, but at Walmart I can do better than that if I wait or if I use my company discounts or a combination. So being much more choosy on what do I actually order from Lego. And I'm not going to say I'm never going to order from them again because that's not true. But every time I order from Lego, now there's an element of stress that wasn't there before because now it's UPS. These guys will drop it at the door, given a chance, and I really don't want to do that. That's not how I want my stuff delivered. And UPS, I've been talking with them. There's not a lot of help in securing it. If they will still try and deliver it. If they can get in, they said they're still going to drop it. That's like, well, what the hell? Why am I spending all this time on the phone with you guys? This is not good customer service.
Not good customer. UPS is not that great down here either.
No. I mean, I don't have a real problem with UPS other than they've been dropping very expensive packages at the door and bolting. And it's like, I've been lucky, but my luck will run out sooner or later. First world problems. Oh, boo-hoo. The guy with all the Lego in the world is upset because they deliver his stuff promptly at his door. Well, yeah, but If I'm not home, that's when I worry.
You should get dual citizenship so you can open a PO box in the States.
So funny story about that. So we had it when I was younger, grandfathered in through my dad, but with 911 and the rules changing and how much time you had to spend down there to maintain a citizenship, it's like, nah, I ain't going to do that. It just wasn't worth my trouble.
Plus, FedEx still delivers Lego down here.
Yeah, well, they're treated as separate, and no one is saying that they're not going to ever do it again up here, but they don't seem to be the preferred company because every time I talk with Lego, they say, well, from January 1st, UPS is delivering the bulk of our shipping, and it's like, yeah, okay. In the city of Toronto, it seems to be cheaper to ship by UPS than it is FedEx. And I get that because FedEx has never been cheap. But I've definitely enjoyed the FedEx service for the most part. Very secure depot. They have resisted ever just dropping it at the door, usually because it's a signature service that they were providing. And UPS is not providing a signature service, so it's like, let's see. I think I can raise this up. There we go.
Think about getting these two, and these two in this one.
I bought the two from the Wave that I want, so at this point, I won't be buying those unless I get them 20% off on a Tuesday next month, or a better deal than that. Yeah, because well, geez, where are they now? About the Ferrari and was it the Pagani?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought the two from the Wave that I really wanted. And as far as cars go, I don't even know if I'll keep buying a lot. Like, I like the scale. The scale is fine, but I'm not going to perpetually just buy these small cars. They're fun and all, but now I would like to see more trucks like that Bronco truck I did. Like, that was kind of cool. So I'd like to see some more trucks come out of them. I might even buy City or a few other things if I see a good truck I like, or maybe the Jurassic sets. If I like their truck, I'd have to take a closer look at it.
The 2-pack was $35 down here. This costs $25 in the pack. This costs about $10 in here.
Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Let me see. Shop. Pretty sure I'm on the Canadian site. Yeah, I'm on the Canadian site. Theme. Come on. Speed Champs. Okay, so your 2-pack, that orange set McLaren, that's $44.99 Canadian from Lego or from Walmart. And that Porsche is $29.99 Canadian.
Yeah.
And where I live, whatever I pay Canadian, I also pay 13% tax. So to fund our glorious system, I gotta, pay through the wazoo. Now, some of the other provinces do have lower taxes up here, but I'm pretty sure we're on the high end. But that's the fun of living in the biggest city, right?
Sales tax here is about 2.25.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, nowhere in Canada do we get a break like that. There's definitely some lighter deals, but not by much. And actually, after COVID, like, it's all changing. Like, we've given some of the cities new powers to tax even more heavily. It's going to get brutal in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, there's a lot of talk now that you may have to pay to park at some of our big malls that have large outdoor parking, because it's always been free parking at the malls, right? And there's a cost of maintaining those parking lots too. And the malls have always avoided trying to charge us anything. You can pay for valet parking. That's a different deal altogether. But, generally that free parking is why you go to the big malls. And when that disappears, I know it's going to change some of the business.
We had to pay sales tax and property tax here.
And property tax, yeah. Well, of course, yeah, we have property. And, all the taxes, I mean, now we're not taxed as heavily income tax wise as some of the states are. Of course, some of your states don't tax much at all, but then you don't have services. So it's like, and that's what gets me is like, if you go from one end of Canada to the other, there's not a lot of variation in services, not a lot of variation in the tax rates. Plus or minus 3%, plus or minus 6%, but not a lot of variation. And you get pretty much treated the same, whatever province you're in. But in the States, you can go 2 states in any direction and get really different services, different laws, tolls in some states and no tolls in others. I mean, you guys have such a, I won't say weird, it's just different. But you've got a very unique system.
We have tolls in our major cities.
Yeah, like when I would drive to Rochester to drop off my brother. So Toronto to Rochester. Well, in Canada, no tolls from here to Niagara Falls. The only tolls on our highways that I know of are in Quebec. And it was to pay for, well, actually it's a private highway. So that's why you pay the toll there. And just north of me, we do have a toll highway. And it's a very nicely maintained one. So it's worth the money, but it's expensive. So again, a lot of us don't drive on it. But you guys got tolls all over the place. And once I crossed the border into states, I think there's 1 or 2 toll highways I had to drive on to get to where I was going in the States. It's like, oh, what a pain in the butt that is. Now, I could have probably avoided them, but I'm sure it would have been brutal on gas or something, extending my trip longer than I would want it to be.
If you run past the toll road, they can snap a picture, and here you go. Here's a fine. Here's a fine.
See, I wonder how that would work for a Canadian plate, because I'm curious how enforcement would work. Like, for example, if I go to Vegas and I win big bucks, there's forms I can fill out, and I get almost all the money back that they try and take. Like, if I were to win big in Vegas and want to fly back to Canada, well, they try and tax it heavily, right? Before you leave the casino, like, I wouldn't be leaving with everything. They would tax it heavily. They would try to. But then I fill out some forms and I get virtually all of it back. Like, because for us, lottery, we don't tax lottery stuff up here. And we don't tax gambling up here. Now, keep in mind, we didn't have gambling as much as you guys in most of your states do for a long time. That's a recent development in the last 20 to 40 years.
I live next to a gambling city.
Do you?
It's called Lake Charles.
Oh, yeah. We kept gambling out of a lot of the country, except for some Indian reserves, because everyone would say, well, if you have the gambling, crime comes with it. Well, I mean, crime goes everywhere anyway. And once some of the poor off places started realizing the benefit of having that income, it seemed like almost everyone bought into it.
there's other gambling cities besides Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but none of them are going to be as notorious or as big. For us here in Canada, I mean, we've got Niagara Falls, big gambling. We got Mohawk and a few others here. We've got, if you go actually to north of Maine, if you go to the Maritimes, there's a couple nice casinos there. I'm not sure where else. Probably Montana borders Canada, right?
Yeah, near Saskatchewan and Alberta.
Yeah. Now we got casinos there too, so that makes sense actually.
What's Manitoba like?
Nice. Manitoba's a prairie though, so it's you're going to have a lot of fields and a lot of telephone poles. If you're driving or taking a train, if a lot of people tell you it's very boring. I don't know, other than gambling, what you might find out there. I mean, if you like nice views, sure, it's going to be pretty, but I don't know what you're actually going to do out there.
All the population is in Winnipeg there.
There's a big pocket. I want to say it's about 500,000, but I'm just pulling that number out of my ass, but I don't believe it's bigger than that. Winnipeg, let's see. Trying to think of what are the big names out of Winnipeg. Probably Chris Jericho, pro wrestler. Probably Kenny Omega, pro wrestler. Jericho's dad, hockey player. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you anyone else of note who's come out of Winnipeg. Can't say anything bad about it. Just don't know. Don't know of any big people or big events or anything that's ever come out of that area. There we go. Where is this going? 2 more. Okay. Yeah, I could really do without the Technic. I had so much fun when I built that. Did you see any of that episode where I built the ice truck?
I
had so much fun because it's like 90% bricks. Even the truck is all bricks. I thought that really felt like building Lego when I was a kid. Like that was the fun experience of building with Lego.
Last night I had a major migraine.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm still nursing one. I literally just took some drugs before I got on prescription, but I would take something else, anything to lose the headache. That, and I got a nasal congestion thing right now, so it's like my whole face and forehead is like so much pressure. But I don't have to do anything until Sunday now, literally.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, if I feel like it, I'll drive up 5 minutes to the local big mall, go for a walk, look in the Lego store if I'm still there when they open, because my mom wants a set, my wife wants a set, and see if I'm going to bother to get anything to get the Easter gift with purchase crap. I can't, I don't really care one way or the other, but I know both of them want something, so at least I got an excuse. For me, I won't be looking at anything until probably the first of the month to see, hey, what's new? And I'm looking forward to May to see what's the big deal. What are the small sets coming out? What are the big sets coming out? because I've always been committed to getting all the UCS sets from Star Wars. I'm shy, I think, only 3 now since the beginning. So at
You're
this point,
cutting out.
I'm not. At this point, I'm not going to stop.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, I can't help that. If the internet's doing this thing, it's doing this thing. But I'm seeing lots of speed here, so I really don't know why it'd be cutting out. Diet, double do. No, man. Mountain Dew is amazing. Don't have it diet. Our Mountain Dew and yours is different. Our Mountain Dew has more caffeine in it. I'm not sure if there was a rule against how much you guys could have in a regular pop. I'm not sure, but for the longest time, our Mountain Dew was different than yours. We called it
What happened?
Mountain Dew. Canadian Mountain Dew, the regular stuff was always had a higher caffeine level than yours.
Really?
Yep. For the longest time, like for 15, 20 years. Yeah, it was like that for a very long time. Now, I know you can get the new jacked up Mountain Dews and their energy versions, but I'll tell you the truth, I don't like them like I like regular Mountain Dew.
I went to HEB today.
I'm sorry, you went to Hui today?
HEB.
ATB? What's that?
HEB.
HEB.
It's like a statewide store today around here.
Okay. Is it a good store?
It's cheap though.
Well, what can you get there? I screwed this up. I gotta fix this before I move on.
Caught groceries and all that.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like it's like a general store, like a Walmart, has everything.
Almost everything.
Yeah.
Besides toys and movies and all that.
Okay, cool. I'll always be loyal to the mothership. You know, when Walmart came up here in Canada, though, they bought out our largest or second. Actually, they were probably our largest. Woolcrest / Woolco, which was a major chain up here, and they bought all their stores and their business initially to get their foot into the Canadian market, and that's how they opened up the first 20 or 40 stores. And don't ask me how many stores they got in the country now. I don't know if it's 500 or 1,000. I probably should know, being an employee, but I don't. But it's just been incredible. Now, and we haven't closed any Walmart stores, or at least we haven't closed any without opening up in the same area, but in a better spot. Like there's one 20 minutes away from me that wasn't even an old store. It was only a 5-year-old store, and it closed. And like I was scratching my head. It was in a good location. In fact, it was in a really good location. But it turns out that's why they closed. That land was so valuable. They moved 2 blocks north, built a bigger store. That was already a big store, but they built a bigger store. One that was more. Sorry?
It's called like an Uber center.
Uber centers?
There's a super centers. There's a Uber centers.
Well, we have the super centers. I don't know if we have anything bigger than that. Matt and the Sam's Clubs, that didn't work up here. The big mistake they made with that was they put them within a block almost always of Costco Price Clubs. You know, it's the same kind of store. It's the same kind of service. Like, that was just dumb as far as I'm concerned. But if anything, they should have probably tried to buy out the Costco's. I don't know if they'd be in a position to do that, but yeah, I mean, it's a different market up here. We're definitely, while we have a lot of land mass, we just don't have the population to support so many of these big box businesses. Like we had Lowe's, Home Depot, like and two other big chains all doing that same kind of business. And one or two of them are leaving the market. So yeah, it's really tough because Home Depot was the first big one up here. It's hard for anyone to compete with that one. The service is decent. The prices are decent. Now I know I can go to a Lowe's and get better product. I know I can, but I'm going to pay more. So it's really got to be significantly better for me to want to pay more, and that's what it comes down to. Like a lot of people complain about Walmart, but it's like, unless you're willing to pay more, shut up.
We got Kroger, we got H-E-B, we got Walmart, we got Market Basket.
See, I only know two of them, Kroger and Walmart. Kroger, I know. I don't think we have Kroger, and if we do, they're in very out of the way areas. Not yet. Well, not in the big areas, not in the big cities. Maybe small towns where they can still make a go of it without the competition. It's hard to be in our big cities. Our own chains have problems being in the big cities these days. So you can only imagine what it's like for a U.S. company to try and make inroads. Like actually, me and my family talked about Target earlier because we just saw Zellers. I don't know if you've heard of Zellers, but Zellers was a Canadian store for half my life. Huge store chain. And then they got bought out and more or less made to go away. Well, the chain that bought them out is Hudson Bay Company, HBC. Huge company. But they've been suffering. They've been suffering for, honestly, 20 years. In many ways, they're overpriced. And the end days is near for that company. But they figured, well, we own Zellers, and that was always a kind of a cheap entry-level brand of store. Let's bring it back. So what they've done is they've made it like a store in a store, but it's not really that either. Because what they're doing is you go into the expensive HBC stores and you see the new red Zellers logo. Great. This is supposed to make us feel nostalgic for the old stores, that we used to go to in the 80s, Well, the problem is you're not seeing that necessarily the kind of pricing. You're seeing this weird house brand stuff called Oinko or Anko or something, ANKO. And no one's going to be falling for this because what we'd be hoping for is brand name stuff at discount prices, which is what we used to see in Zellers, not no name product for bloated prices. I see this blowing up in their face. And this started a discussion on what happened with Target when they came up here, because Canada was really interested in Target. We wanted Target because we had seen all the years of the Christmas sales and Boxing Day sales and just general good business. And a lot of Canadians, of course, travel to the States. And of course, we got family across both countries, you and me. And so we knew about Target and we had this huge expectation. And then they come up here, make very fast expansion, take over a bunch of key locations, like really good locations. But they made a big mistake. They did not have their supply chain in place. They didn't have their trucking in place. So even when they could get stock, they couldn't get it to their stores, or vice versa. They had stock and no trucking. So very quickly, as I went into Target up here twice in the 18 months they were open. First time I went, I looked on, this is beautiful and clean and a lot of employees in red shirts. And I bought something cheap, I don't know, chips or whatever, and got in and out of the store. And the second time I went was when they were closing. I don't recall going a third time, like somewhere in between. I don't recall that. But it's like they just never managed to fix that problem of supply chain. And it's like they grew too big, too fast, picked up a lot of good real estate and got stuck with it. And then everyone including me, we were buying out all their fixtures and stuff when they were liquidating. Hey, Ty, I have stock in Walmart, and some of my family give me a hard time. I'm glad to hear you got stock in Walmart. That tickles me.
Uh, uh, the state northeast east of me is Arkansas, home of Walmart.
Yep. I'm trying to find out if I'm going to get a chance to go. We have an annual pilgrimage. Not all employees and not all stores. And I'm hoping I can wiggle into that trip because it's like a 4 or 5 day trip. And I would really love to go to represent my warehouses. I don't know if that's in the cards, but my passport's ready. So I like to think I'm a good candidate for this. Let's see, 2 red tow bars. 2, 1, gray pin. How many? 1. Okay.
Plus, you might go and hit up some targets there too.
Oh yeah, I would take up every opportunity. It's like when I did the trip from Toronto to New Brunswick down the Maine across, at one point to Vermont, and then eventually to Rochester, then back across the border, and then back home to Toronto. I hit a bunch of big Walmarts. I hit a bunch of Targets, a few other stores. I was doing shopping, and I was just amazed. Like when I walked into one of your gigantic Walmarts and saw the guns and ammo section, like, wow. And then I saw the gigantic, ridiculous cheese puff things. I just thought, like, this is why everyone thinks Americans are fat, because it's like this gigantic, almost wheelbarrow bin of cheese puffs. And it's like, I thought it was awesome. Like, I just had the greatest time seeing this stuff because it's not like that up here. We don't have those grotesque amounts of junk food in packaging. Not even in our Walmart. It's just doesn't happen. Not even in Costco, where you do have the bigger family size or econo size or whatever they like to call it. So yeah, I was kind of tickled on those trips.
It's called it's called like that song in your head called "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen.
Oh my goodness. I do like Queen. And I remember having the fight with the wife. So I wanted to get that big thing of cheese puffs because I thought that would be funny. She said, "No, we're not crossing the border with that thing in the back." I go, "Come on. It's not like it's expensive. We're not going to get nailed for it." Okay, so this time we got to do the bottom side of this.
Any plans for tonight?
Just this. Going to build. I don't know if I'm going to open up bag 2s. I might. I actually made 9 streams. I prepared for 9 streams, just given the size of the set, but I think I can do it in 4 or 5. I'm not going to rush
5.5.
it. Yeah, 5.5, 5.5 streams. But I don't know. We'll see. It's this, and then I don't know. Wife's at Scouts right now. My daughter just came home from university. She had dinner. I put that one on upside down. I can see that. A golden push pin. Wow. Okay.
I went to Outback last week.
Steakhouse?
Yep.
Ah, what kind of steak did you get?
I had one of their chook chicken ribs.
Ooh. I want to take. So my wife bought pita chips, really crunchy. I told her it's kind of like dog biscuits. They're so hard, but they got sea salt. I love salt. I will put salt on food without even tasting it. Usually, like I'm that much of a salt freak. But I'm going, this stuff's so hard, you know. I'm thinking these would be awesome, crunched up and to bread like deep fried chicken. So I'm tempted to do some deep fried chicken.
You put your salt.
I will put salt on like potatoes or steak or fish or whatever or pasta without even tasting the food first. Because I'm a salt freak.
You put salt on your salty as hell McDonald's fries.
I used to, and more. It's actually that's something that's kind of changed up here in Canada. It used to be very consistent what the fries would taste like in McDonald's up here, but it seems like half the time they don't salt them at all, which really bothers me because for me, I love McDonald's French fries. McDonald's I can't tell you what year. You'd have to look up the year. It'd be real easy though. The year the Flintstones movie came out, the first one. And they had a promotion called Dino Size Fries. And they just took their biggest drink cup and they filled that with fries. Dude, that caused a potato shortage. I assume it was the same in the States, but it caused a potato shortage because everyone just bought these jacked up things of fries from McDonald's because they were cheap. You were filled up on them and their fries were, very popular. That promotion came and went and they never ever pretended to bring that back. They've brought back every promotion that they've never brought back. And I hate it because I like McDonald's French fries, but they're very inconsistent these days, at least up here.
You also put your salt on your salt.
Put salt on my salt. Well, it definitely sounds like I do because I did say, and it is true, I do. I'll pre-salt most food these days. But if there's no salt on the table, I'm cool with leaving it alone. I can do that too.
There's this meme I saw. I put ketchup on my ketchup.
Ew. I'm not a ketchup freak.
Me either.
I prefer salsa to ketchup any day. The other day for lunch, instead of bringing my lunch to work, I took off at 10:30 because that's my lunchtime, and because I start at 6. And when I went to McDonald's, they didn't have the burger menu up yet. Although I think I could still order it, but it wasn't on the screen yet. So I said, "Okay, give me the breakfast burritos," and I have it with the salsa. And I am tickled to have that. I love that. I don't mind the burritos, but I like salsa. I adopted salsa very early on.
I adopted salsa. I adopted salsa right out of the womb. Because I grew.
Because of what?
Because Tex-Mex around me.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, so we're going to go. I think it's going to be Friday. I told my wife that a burger joint that I've been waiting to open up for a long time is finally opened up in my local mall. Holy Chuck. Now, I went to Holy Chuck 10 years ago or 9 years ago. My friend took me to a location. And actually, that location closed about a year later. But they had the ridiculous sized burgers where the one I had was the most expensive one they had, and it was 6 hand-packed patties. The thing had to be 11 or 12 inches high. So 6 patties, cheese, bacon, onions, like caramelized onions, and a knife is what holds it all together. And it took me like an hour, whatever, to eat it.
So,
6 hand-packed big patties. The thing was brutal. And the reason my buddy took me there was, well, this was on one of my bike rides. One of the days I attempted a ride to the falls. This one was a failed attempt where I was 7.5 hours of riding 120 whatever kilometers. And I didn't actually make it to the falls that day, but I burned so many calories that I could eat that burger and it was still nothing to me. Like,
sounds like a heart attack in the bun.
oh yeah. Oh, it was good. I mean, it wasn't like the best burger ever. And when you eat that much of it, you kind of get sick of it pretty quick. But they opened up a location now because we haven't had one near us in a long time. But they opened one up in our local mall, so we're going to go there. I told my wife, I don't know if they still have that ridiculous burger. We could still order it if they do, and maybe we'll split it. You know, we're a little smarter now. All right, that's bag 1's done. I've gotten this far. We're an hour something in. I think I could crack open 2. Let's see. What's bag 2 look like? We got a little there. 4 spares there. Let's see, 2. So it's just 2 bags of the 2s. Okay, I can do that. That ain't so bad.
Hey, how, if you're craving for a challenge, there's a steak challenge in Amarillo.
Oh, how big a steak?
72-ounce steak.
Oh boy. See, the problem is I'm older now, and if I do eat that much food, like, I could end up in the hospital again. And I really don't, and the hospital system up here took a real hit during COVID and still hasn't really recovered. Like, a lot of our practitioners are nurses and doctors, mostly are nurses. They actually quit. Or they moved out of the public service altogether and went private. So our governments up here have been struggling to encourage people to join that workforce. And it's like, you can throw as much money as you want at it. It's not helping. Because some people are still legitimately scared. And some people just realize, I don't want to go into an industry where I have to service people because people are assholes. And you know what? I understand that. I totally agree. Like, I like being in warehousing. I only deal with a handful of coworkers. But if I had to deal with retail, that would be a different story. I might have to kill somebody. People are rude and have obnoxious expectations. And it's like, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could put up with it.
I'm going to read off this Texan challenge. Eating a salad, baked potatoes, shrimp cocktail, and 72 ounces of beef. Eat it under an hour and it's free.
Really? Well, if I went in there hungry, that would help. I would drink water because I know that helps. I'm guessing they don't let you get up from the table, though. Because a lot of places, that'll be part of the challenge. No washroom visits. Which means you have to balance that amount. The amount of water you take in, you got to be careful. Because, well, if you can't visit the washroom to get the water out, because you want water as a lubricant to take down a lot of food. People think, oh, no, it'll fill up. But no, if you can pee, then it's great. But if you can't get out, now you got a problem. So you got to balance what you're going to use to lubricate that food. 2, 6. Some down brackets. I need some down brackets.
Have you watched Man vs. Food before?
I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure.
That's his very first challenge, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a couple people, like I used to love watching Epic Mealtime. First, because the guy's Canadian. The second, because a lot of his early foot stuff was just crazy amounts of food. Then there's Skippy something 69. He's a big food challenge guy on YouTube. I'll find his name and post it. He's someone I've subscribed to for a very long time. He does a lot of dumb food challenges. Doesn't always win them. And you know what? I give him credit because he always posts his results, good, bad, or indifferent. Like some guys are just posers where they're only going to show everything positive, and that's okay if that's what you want to put out there. But when that's not reality, I'd rather see the reality. Oh, this is funny. So this is the concussion episode of South Park. They decided they want to reduce the risk of concussions for the kids playing football. So they decided no kickoffs during football, which sounds great, but you kind of killed the game now. So they're saying, how about we just get rid of, everything? We'll just have them wear bras,
Sarcastaball.
Yeah.
Sarcastaball.
Sarcastaball. You just said it. Would you mind being the coach? That's funny. Oh my God, he just got conned into being the coach. Oops. Oh, look, they're wearing paper hat. Oh my God. He's really making them wear bras. Oh, that's hilarious. Get into the own zone, but be really polite about it. Oh my God. Hey, I heard arena football's coming back. Actually, to be honest, I didn't know arena football was gone. But I heard it's coming back. Did you ever watch arena football?
No.
No.
I never heard of it.
Oh, and you never heard of it? Oh, it was on for a long time. The problem with arena football is, of course, I mean, football, they've been playing football on turf for a long time, but some of the arenas they're playing on don't even have a side. So if you get run offside, you're hitting the boards. Like sometimes they're hockey arenas they're playing in, so it's like really brutal. 6, 8, 10. So we got 10 of those, but I need 16 more.
Have you been to a CFL game before?
Oh, yeah, but not in the last 20 whatever years because it's stupid money now. I will always prefer a CFL game to an NFL game, even though NFL's glitzier and better production values, because I've always felt that a Canadian game is just tougher to play. The weather is usually worse. I'm pretty sure we have a different number of downs. How many downs do you have in American football?
4.
4. Yeah. See, and we're 3. So, for me, it feels like it's harder. So you have to play harder. But the weather was always what got me, like, especially being in Toronto. So when they were playing in an outdoor arena, like Exhibition Stadium, when that was a thing, I need 6 more. Exhibition Stadium, you wouldn't know it, but it's down on the lake for us, so it's very cold even in the summer. So just playing, you're have, the CFL just tends to be a tougher, more weather-driven game. Which I always just found to be amazing to watch them slug it out. And it's not that you don't see American games in bad weather. I mean, I'm sure there's old Minnesota games in the bad weather and stuff too, but
Packers,
Chiefs. Yeah, Chicago. I'm sure they had plenty. I'm sure they had plenty, but for us in Canada, and it's always been a running joke, 8 teams in our league and 2 of them had the same name for most of the history of the league. I mean, it's only until recently where they finally killed that off. But there was 2 teams called the Rough Riders. Like, honestly, no originality. 8 teams and 2 of them had the same name. I mean, just too much.
Imagine being a fan in that game.
Yeah, I'm cheering for the Rough Riders. Who? Yeah. And then, so one of them was Ottawa, and I guess the other one was probably Saskatchewan. Ottawa now, I think they're called the Red Blacks. Like, they're not even giving them a good name. Like, what the hell are the Red Blacks? I mean, but I tell you, I always loved watching. I mean, I like football, period, so I love playing it as a kid. I thought it might be something I would pursue, but also thought wrestling would be something I would pursue, but that wasn't in the cards. But, yeah, if I had to choose one football over the other, it'd be the Canadian over the American Football League. You know what's neat, though? Every time your Buffalo Bills come up here, dude, it sells out. Like, if the Bills owner ever wanted to move the team, he could move in tomorrow. Like, we'd eat it up. We've even had talks of making the Argos an NFL team or having them play dual, like in both leagues. But because our market, like Toronto, we can handle it. You just look at our Toronto Maple Leafs for hockey. I mean, we're still one of the top earning teams in the league, and we haven't won in 50, 60 years the championship. And, we're original 6 even. Actually, it's kind of funny watching St. Paddy's Day hockey. We were at my mom's, and, the Toronto Maple Leafs, well, they used to be called the St. Pats. So they played in a green variant of the uniform. I actually didn't recognize them. I was really thrown off. My mom's a much bigger sports fan than I am. She goes, "No, that's the team." I go, "What? What's with the St. Pat's?" And then she reminded me, "Well, that's what they used to be called." I go, "Damn, you're right." Forgot that little bit of history. Butter's getting action. Oh, no, he's just dreaming of getting action. Okay. Poor Butters. Oh, my God. He's talking about having wet dreams.
You gonna play the South Park video games?
I played one on the 360 back in like 2005 or 6, but I haven't played any South Park games in forever.
There's the Fractured Butthole. There's the Stick of Truth.
Stick of Truth sounds like one I probably played. That's the one that's got Cartman on the cover with a wizard hat, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like one I probably played.
The Fractured Butthole where there's superheroes and all that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Because I do dig all the Coon stuff. Every time they do a Coon episode or Mysterion, I love that stuff. It goes to show you how little I pay attention, though. I didn't clue in that for the longest time. Mysterion is Kenny, right? I always assumed it was Kyle, because I know at one point he said, "Oh, it's Kyle." But even my wife and daughter, who clearly pay closer attention at times, They said, "Oh, it's Kenny." I go, "What?" So they schooled me on a show that I've watched 3 times, but like now I'm listening to it and not watching it, so it's just background noise. But I do love the show because I do think it's brilliant. I almost bought more shirts, not realizing, I already have those South Park shirts. Like I was in the Walmart, it's like, this looks familiar, and because I have my T-shirt collection on my phone in a Google Folders app, I'm going, oh, I already got that amongst my 50 other shirts. Yeah, I do actually have a collection of Goofy shirts. Oh my God, they're talking about his creamy filling inside. What the hell? Oh my God, he's talking about wet dreams. That's hilarious. Oh my God. He just says he keeps it. That is too much. And this is why my stream has to be not for kids, because I will listen to this stuff and just blurt it out because I cannot keep my mouth shut. Oh my God.
Have you watched the Jersey Shore episode yet?
Yeah, the Snooky, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was a big Jersey Shore fan. I watched a lot of that show. So, I mean, it was funny to me. But, I mean, the Jersey Shore stuff in and of itself has not aged well. So, like, I tried watching some of that vacation show they've got, and it's like, it's just not fun or even funny watching these guys who are already half hooked up and they've grown up a lot, and it's just not interesting. Honestly, it should be Jersey Shore, the next generation. We should be seeing new guys with new personalities, new stupid people. Watching these same guys a decade later, I don't know. It's just not funny anymore. Boy, there's a lot of yellow in this. I hope this gets hidden up. I hate seeing all these bright colors.
Have you watched King of the Hill before?
Yeah, King of the Hill's not bad. I'm never going to get too into it, but if it's on, I'll watch it. It's a good show.
I like the parts where Dale Gribble's on there.
Maybe someday I'll find a way to burn through that show. First, I'd have to figure out who carries it. It looks like I'm going to have to get the Crave service up here because I think that'll give me HBO. So that'll give me a lot of stuff because my daughter wants to watch that Last of Us. It's almost easier than pirating it. I could get it for a month, burn through it, and get rid of it. There's no research, not enough research on how sarcasm screws with the brain.
Where are you watching South Park on?
I'm watching it on Amazon Prime up here in Canada, but I think it's not through my Prime so much as it is probably through my Paramount Plus account because I do have both, and I got Paramount Plus through my Amazon Prime. Last summer during Prime days, it was dirt cheap. And I got a bunch of it. Because I watch both Amazon Prime and Paramount Plus through Prime.
I just have Paramount Plus in as it sits.
Well, that's the thing. So I got it way back when, and it was just because of Halo series, which I didn't mind. It wasn't bad. It was better than I thought it would be. I'm looking forward to more if they do more. I hope they do. I'm still not sure if that's a real thing or not. But I got to see Picard or Star Trek, see what I can get out of it that way. But I don't know if I'll be keeping Plus. I guess the Yellowstone spinoffs are on there, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I mean, that's a reason right there. Because we love all the Yellowstone, all 3 shows. Like anything to do with Yellowstone, we eat up. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's not enough Yellowstone.
Think about
Oh
going
my
to Yellowstone.
God. Now we chug a bottle of Butter's Creamy Goo. They just said that? Oh my God.
Think about going to Yellowstone.
What, for real?
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be a cool trip. I think right now we're starting to have more serious discussions about going to one of the Brickmania stores and maybe Bricks and Pieces. But I don't want a trip to be just for bricks because, like, I don't mock anymore. And I just want to build through a lot of what I've got. And I'm not, I'm going to buy a lot less this year. And maybe even, hey, not that it'll happen this year, but even rebuild a handful of notable sets just because there were some sets I built before I got online streaming that's like, might be nice to build them online, but I don't know. Okay, set theory is good. I don't have to worry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. I warned you, being this sarcastic is dangerous. Oh my God, is this real? What's in this sports drink? Is this Butter's Goo? Yep. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is that Tom Brady?
That's.
Was that Tom Brady?
Oh my God. He's sitting there. Butters just got he's getting his ass whooped basically for handing out his comb. Like, he does. See, and they won't even tell him what he's done. What is cum? We'll talk about that when you're older. Like, that was weird.
What?
Sound like a
Did his
robot
dad find
over your
out?
phone. Sorry,
Did
what
his
was
dad
that?
find out? Did
His
find
dad
out?
just found out. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It was his dad giving him crap. So, wow. Little kid. Oh, even and okay. And I got closed captioning on, so the words don't always match right. They got some of the words wrong. too much. Dad, my wiener's all stiff and pointy. God damn. Oh, it's pointing up because it's a compass, because Jesus is your friend. What the hell? Oh my God, that shows too much.
Butters is us when we're that age.
Butters is probably my favorite character, straight up. Like I know everyone likes Cartman, but it's like, no, Butters, just he's so naive and such a lovable guy. Let's see. Are you still watching? Well, actually, I haven't been watching at all. I've been listening. So, yes. Every 3 episodes, it'll bug you. Are you still watching? Yes. And what I do is I put it on the 65-inch TV, and then I Bluetooth my Apple AirPods to the TV. That's what I got underneath the cans here. So the cans, I can hear you. The AirPods, I can hear the TV. Works good enough for me. Let's see. So this has got to go wrong way, right way. Oh, this is going to be the swing outdoor business. Okay. Whoa. This looks...
Ooh, I got a notification.
Sorry?
I got a notification.
A notification of what? Delivery?
No, just some friends.
Oh, your friends are bugging you? Okay, this is looking so odd.
Yeah. Yeah, they can wait for about an hour or two.
What are they trying to get you get online playing? Okay, so this is the dumbest step I've ever seen. This is horrible. And I'm looking, it's like, no, I didn't miss any steps. There's nothing under these pieces. That is horrible. Oh, hang on. I'm off by an entire stud completely. Well, I mean, it's still not great, but at least it is better supported now. Oh my God. So Cartman's got a mobility cart because he's so fat. Kyle's so pissed off that he basically gave him the idea to get a mobility cart. Oh my God. Now he's flexing his mobility scooter. You got to change your house so I can take a shit. You got to change everything so my mobility scooter can fit in your house so I can shit in your house. Wow.
Have you seen the episode where Cartman drug his mom to try to buy an iPad?
The iPad? Oh, yeah. That was just... Was that the doggy? Was that with the dog trainer? Or am I thinking of two different episodes?
The dog whisperer.
Yeah, the dog whisperer. Yeah. I just love it because I have watched Cesar Romero. I think that's who it was. The dog whisperer. So I have watched that guy in the past. So watching him do that shit to a human being, like that was just hilarious.
Caesar actually enjoyed watching the episode.
Did he? Oh, because that was just something else. Oh, that was definitely one of those brilliant episodes.
And I like one of those brilliant episodes where Randy dresses up like a lord.
Yep. Oh, hang on.
Get some chicken. Get some chicken.
There we go.
Work call.
No, wifey. She's finished the Girl Scout meeting because she's the leader. Then asking if I wanted anything. I said, nope, just come home safe. I don't want her buying more junk food. But she called, asked if I needed something.
I am Lord la la la. I am Lord la la la. I am Lord.
Oh my God. Cartman's just spazzing out on everyone.
I remember.
I love that. That's the best line in the whole show. I might be fat, Kyle, but I'm not Honey Boo Boo.
I remember Cartman was not invited to Kyle's birthday dinner.
Oh yeah. Oh, what am I doing here?
He devises this big plan to keep Butters down in his bunker.
Yep. That is weird.
Is that one of your top favorite episodes?
I don't know. I mean, the one where he fed the ginger kid his parents, that's top 5 for sure. I'm gonna have to watch that Chupacabra one because that was just too funny. I don't know. It might be tough for me to come up with a top 10. When I get through this, I could probably come up with a top 10. It'd probably be a funny stream or video I could make. Rick's top 5 South Park episodes and why. Get myself canceled. Probably. GLS, you asked this before. So no, this is sealed, brand new out of the box, and I built the small one with the 4 figures, and I built that one. Wow, many years ago. Many years ago. But yeah, this has been sitting in the backlog for a long time. And of course, we're nowhere near a point where I'm enjoying it. It's just the baby steps, right? A to B, B to C. Ooh, there's a color discrepancy there. This gray and this gray. Lego needs to do better. Excuse me. Uh-oh. What's Token doing? Fatty doo-doo. Oh my God. I don't think Kyle thought it was going to be like this. Oh my God. This is an evil episode.
Ginger cow with ginger.
Ginger cow, what?
I remember this episode where the ginger cow, where all the major religions, where Cartman takes his cow, paints it up ginger.
I don't remember that. Do you know what season that is?
No.
I'll need to. I will need to go back and hunt that down. But it might still be ahead of me yet.
Turns out to be a prank.
Oh my God, Token is bad in this episode.
I remember where Cartman, Ike, and Butters went to Somalia.
Yep.
Then, oh yo ho, let's go be pirates.
No, that was a great episode. Them dealing with the Somalis, and he basically took over. Like that was just something else. 1x6, 1 by. Where's a Technic one?
Then out of nowhere, the U.S. Navy shows up and slaughters all the pirates.
Yeah, I mean, it was something else. I still think it's crazy though that there's parts of the world where the shipping lanes are wild and they have real concerns about pirates. I'll tell you, I really hated the whole Honey Boo Boo stuff. And of course, we watched all that crap. My wife loves TLC, the Learning Channel, and Discovery, and some of the crap on that channel, those channels. And I mean, I'm always making a joke like, "Oh, you watching your 600-pound midget, with 3 wives show?" And because I just blur all her crap together. I've been scarred by it enough.
Yeah.
Now they come up with a new version. One of the shows is going to be one woman's got like multiple husbands now. Like, wow. Now we're just going all the way the other way.
Now we're having polygamous stuff now.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of it. Well, it's been the one way for like over a decade or 15 years on the channel, but now they're going the other way with it. And it's like the woman's getting their fair shot. And I go, you know what? Why not? If they're going to be ridiculous one way, they can be ridiculous the other way.
They used to do that with the Mormon community here.
We watched that Sister Wives. That's the one. And we watched that pretty much from beginning to end, although I think I need to go back and watch the last 2 episodes. But just watching that whole show disintegrate, and I think he was down to like practically 1 wife at the end, and everything just miserable. Miserable. Is this just sitting there? I guess it's just... Okay, I'll just leave that there for now.
Have you met Mormons before?
Yep. Yeah, the ones I met were nice enough.
I've been to Salt Lake City one time.
Good experience.
When I was little, my mom wanted to see her sister. Her husband at the time was stationed there.
Okay. Hey, David. Sorry I missed you there, dude.
I saw the church, the Mormon church there.
Yep. I definitely think it's an interesting lifestyle. But being someone who's married, I can't imagine why any man would want multiple wives. I'm sorry. I just don't. I get the benefits, but the benefit does not outweigh all the other shit. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
I guess we'll have lots of children in one go.
Well, I mean, wanting lots of kids is cool, especially if you can afford it. I mean, and this guy's clearly worked his ass off. But I mean, the stress of dealing with all those women, trying to keep them happy. It's like it's hard enough to listen to one wife, much less 3 or 4. I get it. Oh, he gets a new flavor every couple of years. I get it, but I just don't see it. The positives overall. What the hell? Oh, looks like my first stickers.
Yay.
Yeah, this sucks. All right, so bring out the stickering tool. And number 7. Wow, they didn't even try and make it original each time. That's pretty weak.
What is it? What sticker is it?
Number 7, and you get 6 of them. I mean, I guess I could rotate them around if I really cared. James Cameron doesn't do what he does. Oh my God. James Cameron, the bravest pioneer.
South Park always amazes you, right?
Yep. That is a special show. All right. So we stickered that up. So I think when I finish what's on the desk, I'm done for the night, which would be the end of bag 2. Do-do-do. See, Alice, I won't make her any hotter, but it'll make you not care for up to 3 hours. That is just something else. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no, Ike saw the UPS ma'am on his mom. not realizing who the UPS guy is. I saw him. I saw him. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's where they order Bane mask.
Oh, they're. He goes. Did you see those ADT commercials where women are getting raped in broad daylight? Like,
Well, hello there, Mr. UPS man. It's time for us to go for a ride.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God. Your wife was getting pounded out like a mallard duck. None of you are safe. Uh-oh. Mom, do you want to get raped? I missed. There's. Oh. Uh-oh. They're going to kill every delivery person. That. Yeah, everyone does. Oh my god. His security passphrases are hilarious. Oh,
Cartman's.
yeah. Whoops. I could be Kyle trying to take more of my shit. You best you just let him go on fucking your wives.
I've been watching Criminal Minds.
Uh-oh.
I've been reaching. I reached the
Sorry.
episode. What?
What was that?
I've been watching Criminal Minds.
Oh, you like that one, huh?
I reached the episode where they're cross jurisdiction between U.S. and Canada. The episode is called "To Hell and Back."
Nice. Oh, okay. This looks like a proton pack almost. Actually, it looks like it might be.
I wish I had one of those to zap the neighbors. Tell them stay.
Hey, the way things are going, you're going to be able to buy one. Disney is starting to sell a really nice looking lightsaber now. And it actually expands and lights up as it's expanding. Like, it looks really slick. The state of the art in these prop toys / whatever lightsabers is amazing. Soon, someone will probably give us an actual proton pack that shoots out, semi-dangerous lightning.
I shoot at the neighbors. Tell them to stay off my lawn. And I better not see your dog taking a crap on it. You're gonna have a rotisserie dog.
Oh God!
Rotisserie dog.
Here we go. We're almost to the whip and the hourglass, spyglass.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the proton doohickey. Okay, so now I got a problem. Well, this has to be on the chair. Man's wife is his life, Mr. UPS man. In the voice of Bane. Where is this going to go? All the way up here? That's pretty cool looking.
Mama.
Okay, so now, okay, this is shit because I'm not exactly sure where that's supposed to go. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, that's not the best mechanism in the world. But I get, yeah, I guess you got to push it back in manually. Okay. I guess it works. And that was it. All right. We're done. Bag 2. I'm officially beat. Not bad so far. It still doesn't look like anything, but we got the steering or something. I guess, yeah, steering in place. We got the mechanism for the swing out chair.
Looks like a thing.
It's a thing right now. It's not much of a thing. All right. Thanks for hanging with me, and we're going to shut her down, and we'll stream again tomorrow. Take it easy, Greg. Peace, everyone. Shazam.